Hello and welcome to Economics for the Citizen Part 3. Now to start off, we're going to start off with the four economic behaviors, and there's four different classes. Production, consumption, exchange, and specialization. The discussion of specialization will be left in the next article. Production is any behavior that creates utility, that is, raises the want-satisfying capacity of something. So when a carpenter carves a chair, he takes something base, in this case wood, and he turns it into something that can be much more useful. For instance, what can you use wood for with unskilled labor? You could burn it, you could hit someone with it, and that's pretty much it. However, with skilled labor, you can turn wood, of raw material with some value, and turn this into a chair, which will have greater value even though it uses less wood. Another example of this would be given by Robert Heinlein in his book Starship Troopers. In this book, he has his character Jean Dubois is a teacher, and he's giving a similar lesson. In this case, it's a baker. A skilled baker can take apples, dough, and yeast and turn them into an apple tart. So he takes something that's already valuable and turns it into something that is even more valuable. Similarly, a much more skilled chef can turn the same ingredients into something even better. However, the base units still have to have value, because not even Gordon Ramsay can turn a mud pie into an apple tart, basically. Consumption is easy. Consumption is the opposite of production, in which case it is the reducing the want-satisfying capacity of something. So if you have the apple tart, rather than turning it into something that's even better than an apple tart, you consume it. You take something that's valuable and you lessen the value of what you have. Exchange is a bit more complicated. Misunderstanding it leads to considerable confusion and mischief. The essence of exchange is the transfer of title. Here's the essence of what happens when I buy a gallon of milk from the grocer. I tell him that I hold title to these $3 and he holds title to the gallon of milk. Then I offer, you transfer your title to the gallon of milk, I will transfer my title of these $3. Whenever there is voluntary exchange, the only clear conclusion that a third party can make is that both parties, in their own opinions, perceive themselves off as better as a result of the exchange. Otherwise, they wouldn't have exchanged in the first place. He was free to his $3 and he was free to his gallon of milk. If you think it's obvious that both parties benefit from voluntary exchange, then how come we hear pronouncements about worker exploitation? Say you offer me a wage of $2 an hour. I am free to accept or reject your offer. What can be concluded if I am seen working for you for $2 an hour? One clear conclusion is that I might see myself as better off taking your offer than my next best alternative, which might be only $1 an hour or unemployment. All other alternatives less valuable than, or else why would I accepted the $2 offer? How appropriate is it to say that you're exploiting me when you've given me my best offer? Rather than using the term exploitation, you might say you wish I had more desirable alternatives. While people might characterize $2 an hour as exploitation, they wouldn't say the same about $50 an hour. Therefore, for the most part, when people use the term exploitation in reference to voluntary exchange, they simply disagree with the price. We equate price disagreement with exploitation, and then exploitation is anywhere. For an example, not only do I disagree with my salary, I disagree with the prices of Gulfstream private jets. By no means do I suggest you purge your vocabulary of exploitation. It's an emotionally valuable term to use to trick others, but in the process of tricking others, you shouldn't trick yourself. It's a So he draws a conclusion with his relationship to his wife, Mrs. Williams. He used to make, and something used to say in their early on in their 44-year marriage. She'd charge Walter, "You're using me," and he'd respond by saying, "Honey, sure I'm using you. If I had no use for you, wouldn't I have married you? I wouldn't have married you in the first place." Cold, but true. So, how many of us would marry a person for whom we have no use? As a matter of fact, the problem of the lonely hearts among us is they can't find someone to use them. Yeah, that hit me where it hurts.